Hello everyone, welcome back to my jbird. And this is the jbird theory ELO factor. The ELO factor. And here we go. A factor is something that actively contributes to a result. In this case is an opening that generated the theory into the proper continuation moves to the result of the ELO on a single move or moves on a square. Now, I played enough games to see enough games, no matter how scrappy the game is, you can never change the results in a position when all factors are done perfectly in the opening, following all continuation moves perfectly to the end of the game, the result. Now, I'll just say this one little part again. An opening that generated the theory into the proper continuation moves to the result of the ELO on a single move or moves on a square. Now, soak on that for a little bit. We'll have to say it again along the way here, but I'm going to give you an example. Nightbird versus 3200, one of my videos. 3200 was in white, never put the bishop on e2. And at any level up to 3200 with that position, that game played that you got to go check out, it must be, bishop must be on e2. For that bishop was the key, not just for the game, but the ELO factor. When the pieces go into positions, the ELO factor is set. Then the continuation moves must be played. If not, the ELO will drop, which could be in, on at any time of the game or opening, or it could go up in the ELO. Now, based off of 4 games, but the 3 games I have on the video, the one Deep Fritz 8, I don't, but based off these 4 games and moves that were made in an opening holds the keys of ELO, and the continuation moves that follow is Nightbird versus 3200. One square Nightbird reverse to bot 2685, game 50, and one square Nightbird reverse, jbird, to Super Grandmaster 2900, game 51, which is on the screen. And finally, my jbird to Deep Fritz 8, which I beat until they fixed the opening and they put the knight over the queen to fix the program, which they did a pop-up screen, and I understand. It's okay. At least they told me. I know my theory is correct. And like I said, not just now if you go and try my opening to a 3200 that plays crazy or wild, or 3500, let me go back to the thing where it said, I said, an opening that generated the theory into the proper continuation moves to the result of the ELO on a single move or moves on a square. I can't stress that enough what that really means. We'll get to that when I should go up on the board here a little bit. Now, we'll start with a 3200. Again, never put the bishop on e2 and lost. Then the other game, one square Nightbird reverse to bot 2685, game 50. I never put the knight from f1 to b2 to make the Nightbird, even though I won, but not by much, and also not making proper preparation before pushing them pawns up towards the king. Also, with the one square Nightbird reverse, jbird to Super Grandmaster 2900, game 51, which is on the board now, I never put the knight from b8 to d7 to make the Nightbird, even though I drawed it. Instead, I went into the jbird, which is 2800 up to 2900. Now, I know the Nightbird is just short of 3200. I mean just short is 3195 as of right now. and finally playing Deep Fritz 8 in the past with my jbird, a program is set in its entire ELO factor as itself, and not with assisted help from a programmer to come back and change one move like a knight over a queen, and now turn its ELO up to somewhere between what it was up to 3200. So playing and knowing, seeing enough of what's going on with my jbird theory starts at the level of 2800. Now I've been opening and playing my games the way I do, and my opening is my theory. But we'll go back to that saying again because it could change. So with that being said, looking at these games, the 3200 on one move that it didn't do and lost, somewhere it lost about 200 to 300 ELO not putting that bishop on that square, E2. Now, the 2685 game, for me, not moving into the nightbird and performed a jaybird and still didn't perform the rest of the attack towards the king, even though he castled the other way, I lost about 400 ELO for not moving into the nightbird alone. Is about, I'm about short 200 ELO because I did that. In that game, not getting a chance to move my knights around and my pawns properly, and it looks like it played about 2700. That's what that looked like. Now, and with one square nightbird reverse jbird, the Super Grandmaster 2900, game 51, yes, he properly opened up with the bishop on E2, but no matter what, after one square reverse, I did not move or properly never went into the nightbird either, but the jaybird, even though I drawled it. I lost about 200 ELO, or just a little more of it, of the ELO, for not going into the knight at all, the nightbird at all, and performing my attack towards the king properly. I have to give some credit to the opening, for it really did know what was going on, especially with that E2 move. Now, let me see. Let's open this 2900 up here and start it out here a little bit. Let's get it going here with a D4, E6, C4, D6, C3. My typical jaybird. This is the opening. But like I said, I'll say it again, an opening that generated the theory into the proper continuation moves to the result of the ELO on a single square, on a single move, or moves on a square. So what I'm trying to say is, all right, if two people open up, I don't care if it's a program or whatever, your opening starts, but the real theory is going to come behind all that that push. So maybe one ain't enough. All right, he goes, I go. All right, now the theory is set in place, no matter what here. But it still could be based off of one pawn. I'm optimistic. I don't want to leave it out that one pawn don't make a difference, because maybe it does. But definitely two pawns, I'm telling you, right here's the theory already. This is the jaybird theory right here. Already. But now if I was playing, if this was 3200 that did crazy openings and start coming down, well, it don't even have a knight here, but let's say I had a knight here and then want to do the big, yeah, okay, now we go back to an opening that generated theory, and that generated the theory into the proper continuation moves to the result of the ELO on a single move or moves on a square. So the jaybird might have to change after one move even. Or maybe, okay, but now the theory's set. So there's no harm done. Now maybe something else has to get done if he moves a certain way, because I have to prevent this 3,500 coming down on me. But anyway, this game went this way, and this is the one square Nightbird reverse, and it's all performed here. You have to check out the video. I already have it up. I just told you. And it went like this. That's wrong. Right there. I made a mistake already. That's wrong. That quick. My own theory. I played the game and I wasn't thinking, but the game went like this. And why I drawled it and then went like that, it's wrong. What's supposed to happen, instead of this, I'm going to play all his moves for him, but instead of this, it should have went like this. He goes like this. I should have went like that. He goes like that. I should have went like this. He goes like that. I should have went like this. He goes like that, and I should have went like this. Now, everything's set. He finished. I finished. You see? So, and it would have lost the game. But this bishop right here on this E2, right? Is that what I said? Yep. This E2, it already knows what's going to happen, what's coming. Before we even got to this point, even on the other way here, before we even get here. Number one move, excellent move right there. E2, top engine move, in my book. Not the, I messed up here. I should have known. I should have did it this way, like this, in this continuation move, but I didn't. And it would have been the Nightbird and not the Jaybird. And then it would have ended up like this. So I wanted to get that to you. And we'll probably have a part 2 on this. But I'll say it again. The short part of it. An opening generated the theory. So you have to open up before the theory. So the opening that generated the theory. So the opening generated the theory into the proper continuation moves to the result of the ELO on a single move or moves on a square. Okay? And now I judged it by looking at those games, and I play this game enough times with my theory. What's going on? And I had to get the factor right and tell you exactly what's going on. I covered myself. So if for any reason they think that, okay, it's hard to judge, I'm optimistic, but you never know. One move could make the difference depending what he moved over here, and then I have to justify for it already, just off that words I just told you. Because now the theory has to change. On the second move, same thing. So unless they open this way and prove it wrong, now after this point, it might not be the knight. It might not be the bishop. It might have to be this pawn, or it might have to be this knight up here, or this pawn, or this Mikado and put the bishop. You see what I'm saying? Unless they want to take an engine and create this opening and make it the highest level it can possibly be at, well then, okay. Well then I can turn around and do the same thing. Like I said, an opening that generated the theory into the proper continuation moves to the result of the ELO on a single move or moves on a square. Okay, thanks for stopping by. And I have some Knights Waiting reverse, some awesome games coming up at high levels.